Improvement Pill here. What if I told you that your name, the way it's spelled, the way it sounds, and even what language it's in can influence how you act, how you're treated, and even who you become in the future? Well, that's the topic that we're going to explore today. This episode was brought to you with the help of the guys at Squarespace.com. They helped me redesign my website, which you guys can check out at improvementpill.net. A study was conducted in 2011 by Professor K.A. Carlson. He was interested in whether or not our last names had any influence on our performance. So he took a large group of graduate students and offered them a limited amount of tickets to a basketball game. What he found was quite interesting. Students whose last names were from the letters N to Z were much quicker to take these tickets than students whose last names were from the letters A to M. And if you think about this, it kind of makes sense. When your teachers take attendance in school, which is where we spend the majority of our early life, they start from the beginning of the alphabet. So if your last name is from N to Z, that means that you're used to being called on later. And Carlson theorized that this causes people with the last names from N to Z to act quicker in order to make sure they grab these opportunities. This theory was further supported by another study. Researchers found that students whose last names are from N to Z were much quicker to post their resumes and begin their job search online than those with last names from A to M. But your name can affect much more than just how fast you act on opportunities. It can also have a huge effect on how other people see you. In 2004, an experiment was conducted by a Professor M. Bertrand. He had his team of researchers respond to about 5,000 job applications in the Boston and Chicago area. He sent out identical resumes with different names. One group with common names like Emily, Gregory, and John, and the other group with more diverse names like Aisha, Jamal, Darnell. What they found was somewhat disturbing. Resumes with common names had a 10% rate of callback, while resumes with more diverse names only had a 6.5 rate of callback. They then submitted better resumes to see if there would be a change in result. Better resumes with common names saw a 27% increase in callback, so a total of 37%, while these same better resumes with diverse names saw only an 8% increase in callbacks, so a total of 14.5%. So it seems that by simply having a common name, you can almost triple your chances of getting a job. The reason for this is because it's been shown time and time again that people like things that they're familiar with. Your name can also determine your future. It can provide a sort of self-fulfilling prophecy. Now, there's not a lot of science to back up this claim, but it is something that's fun to think about. Think about the name Usain Bolt. Is it by chance that the fastest man on this planet has Bolt, like a lightning bolt in his last name? Or think about the Lord Chief Justice of England, whose name is Igor Judge. Is it by chance that one of the highest ranking officials in law is named Judge? I mean, honestly, it could be. But think about it this way. If your parents named you Tennis, and you heard that multiple times throughout the day, while you're in school, while you're hanging out with your friends, you're writing it on all your possessions, and even when you're filling out forms, wouldn't you start to associate yourself with tennis just a bit? Wouldn't you want to be at least somewhat good at tennis? Right? Because you can't be bad at tennis if your name is Tennis. Again, there really isn't much evidence for this, but it's fun to think about. We know that names can influence things like how we react to opportunities and how others view us, so it's not too far-fetched to think that it can affect how we view ourselves as well. Again, I would like to thank our sponsors, Squarespace, for making this video possible. I've been thinking about rebuilding my website for quite a while now, and Squarespace made the entire process extremely easy. They have a bunch of high-quality templates that you can choose from, and the editing process is simple and straightforward. You can drag and drop your pages to rearrange them, you can click on any feature on a page and adjust how it looks. It's great for those of you that are somewhat intimidated by the idea of building your own website. Head on over to squarespace.com/improvementpill for 10% off their yearly plan.